Good morning, friends. It's a beautiful spring morning here in Louisville, Kentucky, Zone 6B. Just thought I'd say that if you're new to my channel, so you know where we are. And this is going to be part 2 of our spring garden tour. This is Mr. Edgar Allen. He's always showing up for our garden videos. But as you can see, the spireas are popped out. That's the lime green bush. And within the next week or two, they'll really be popping out pretty. I do want to show you guys the ajuga ground cover that I've talked about before. I wanted to show you the flower it gets in the spring. And this will be covered in those purple spiky flowers. It looks really good in a big mass, or when it fills in and takes over, because it's like a big sea of purple. There is the spirea. One of my favorite shrubs. It gets a pink flower in early summer, late spring. Knockout roses are always, you can always count on these guys. So a couple of new things I'm doing, and a few things that I am moving around. First, I want to do a border along the front here with the lamb's ear. And then I want to like alternate them with the purple heuchera, commonly known as corabels. I don't know if the camera's doing it justice, but it's a very pretty deep purple burgundy, and I thought that would be pretty together as a low border along the front garden here, landscape. So if you remember in my videos back in the summer, there was Russian sage along the knockout roses. Well, it got kind of crowded, so I've dug those up. And I'll show you what I'm doing with those. So, a lady on YouTube, her name is Lark. You all might have seen some of her videos. If you want to look her up, it's Lark's Perennials. And she has the most beautiful gardens and yards. But anyway, I was inspired by her to do a ring of Russian sage. So this is where all the Russian sage has moved to. I've just done a big ring of that. And when this takes over and fills in good, I'll have a big round circle of blue. And if you watched my videos before, you know me, that my color scheme in the front is blue, orange, burgundy. So I will have a big ring of the Russian sage. And then in the middle, again, I'm going to plant, or I have planted, the Mexican sunflower. And that really did good last year. So picture a big ring of blue and then orange in the center, and those will get tall. Like I said, check out a later video from last summer and you will get to see the Mexican sunflower. This is a ground cover called Candy Tuft. I don't know the botanical name, but it's in bloom now. It blooms in the spring. Very pretty white. Right. So the limelight hydrangeas, the leaves have come out. I've cut off all the dead blooms from last year. Nandina there, doing good. I'm sorry, I keep getting my shadow in there. Here's some more of the ajuga. See if I can get a close-up of the flower. Like I said, the sun kind of washes the color out. Barberries in here amongst the wild onions. I've moved the catmint that was in the center garden there. It was taken over, getting too big. So I moved some here and on down. The autumn joycetum, always reliable. Got that all across the border here. There's that lamb's ear and coral bells. In this garden, I moved another hydrangea here. This is another ground cover. I forget the name of it. It's not Creeping Jenny, but I just love the bright green color of it. Annabelle hydrangea. I really hope they bloom for us this year. This will be their third year. Lilies. Those lilies are the Valentine. Real bright red. Potentellas. Okay, if you guys remember, I've planted 3 potentellas here. Only one survived. So that's a big disappointment, but I'll show you what those look like. And once they're mature, they're just beautiful. They're covered in the yellow flowers. We have a poppy here that not a poppy, a tulip, that I brought from the old house, and only one, I guess, survived. But this is the big, fluffy, layered tulip. I'm not sure what this is. I think it's a weed, but yeah. I don't know. It's got a weird root on it. Anybody know what this is? Here is the blue salvia that I always talk about, the blue Victoria salvia. And here in our climate, it comes back for us. Now, if you live in a more northern climate, and it's the winters are more harsh and cool, it'll just be an annual for you. But in the southern states, it will come back. Daffodils are spent. I need to cut these back. Popped a rose in here as well. This garden needs some TLC this year. Looking kind of rough. I forget the name of this shrub every year. I forget it. But it will be covered in white blooms. I don't know if you guys can see those. Alright. Alright guys, we're going to go to the backyard and finish up the tour there. Alright guys, I can't remember in the first spring video if I covered the side of the house or not, but we'll go through it again. Here's a clematis that I moved. My grandma's David Austin roses. I put one there and one on down. Got a couple hydrangeas here in front of the windows. Another clematis. Alright guys, I thought I would show you the tulips real quick before we do the backyard. And I'm going to end this tour here. So I couldn't pass these up. And I will go ahead and say goodbye now, because I'm almost out of time. Alright, I will see you in part 3. Thanks for watching.